Advertising Standards Agency and Competition and Markets Authority have a new influencers guide. Simply put, to summarize everything that this new ad guideline says, it is illegal to post sponsored content without disclosing it. But I went ahead and read through their 20-some page debriefing of this entire topic area. So let's talk about what counts as an ad. There are a few different ideas here. First is paid for space. That would be anything that you are paid to post about. Then there is own advertising. So if you are promoting your own products or services, as well as prize giveaways, which was a little bit shocking to me. If you run your own giveaway, that is considered an advertisement. And lastly, affiliate marketing, which is most directly impacting me. If you make an entire video covering a piece of gear and include affiliate links in the description or anything, the entire thing is considered an advertisement. Now, under these new guidelines, it's not always going to be an ad if you receive payment, because two things need to be true for it to be considered an actual advertisement. First, you need to be paid in some way, and this does include freebies or comped gear, or more directly, just receiving a check or payment for posting about something. And secondly, the company has to have some form of editorial control over the content, including just a final approval. So if you agree to do a review on a product and the company says, we want to have a final review before you disclose this or release it rather, then that would be considered an ad. I also think that it's important to point out that the consumer protection still applies if only payment was received, and that would include payment, freebies, loaning of the product, or commission like affiliate marketing. And to clarify what payments consist of, that includes products, gifts, services, trips, hotel stays, etc. And the reason that I wanted to point that out is these guidelines are not the only thing dictating how you have to disclose stuff in your videos. This is just one set of guidelines. The US has its own guidelines, the UK has its own guidelines, the EU has its own guidelines, so you really need to pay attention to all of these if you want to remain compliant in all of these jurisdictions. So just keep that in mind. You need to do a lot of research if you want to make sure that you appease all the government entities. So what do you need to do to make it clear that what you are releasing is an ad? The post must be obviously identifiable as such, meaning consumers should be able to recognize that it's an ad without having to click or interact with the post. It needs to be very, very easy for the person viewing your post to know this is an advertisement, this is why they may be biased, this is why they are posting it. In order to meet this requirement, you could include labels such as ad, advert, advertising, or advertisement, and you can go other routes, but it is a little bit more risky, such as including labels like spawn in association with, thanks to X brand for making this possible, or just including a tag for that brand. I don't think that any of those latter options would actually meet the full requirements. Those are some bad examples that they gave. So I would recommend that if you need to remain compliant with these rules, that you use a very clear label such as ad, advert, advertising, or advertisement. And I will go ahead and link the influencer's guide from ASA and what's the other one, CMA, in the show notes down below in case you want to read this or refer to it or send it to somebody.